I've kind of been on a horror kick over the past couple months. Now, the kind of horror I've been into is mostly internet horror like the Lacey series that I did a video on, and classic horror movies. The Thing, Scream, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Alien, and the series I've seen the most content of, Friday the 13th. And after watching most of the films, reading some of the comics, and researching the games, I've come to one question. Why the fuck aren't there any slashers in fighting games? Especially Jason. His only fighting appearances are MKX and the original Terrordrome. That's really slim for Jason fucking Voorhees, don't you think? Like, this dude's in Fortnite and they won't put him in other fighting games? I mean, I guess Jason has pretty bad luck for game adaptations, but it's still crazy. Jason's a powerhouse already. He has multiple movies to give inspiration to the moves. He even has 2 forms with the human and zombie Jasons. If only there was just one more fighting game he was in. Just one more. But, oh well, I guess I better find something to talk about. Ah! Multiversus is one of the worst online shops ever that also has a platform fighter as a bonus, and also just so happens to be the 3rd fighting game that features Jason Voorhees. And I want to talk about it for reasons you will soon learn, just later in the video. But for now, let's jump right in with his design, and to be modest, it's perfect. The brown jacket with rips over the blue shirt, the jeans and the boots, the dark gloves with the slight yellow. This would be peak as a normal Jason design, but the broad shoulders and massive hands make this a near perfect cartoony version of the character. And that's not even getting into the references. The chain around his neck is from Jason Lives, the specific brown jacket, dark bottom, and gloves combo from Freddy vs. Jason. The mask is from specifically Part 3, and I'm willing to bet that the brownish yellowish knuckles are a reference to the yellow gloves Jason had also in Jason Lives. And that's not mentioning how there used to be an Uber Jason skin and a moonwalking emote that was a reference to a glitch from the Friday the 13th game. This character was packed with shit, and that's just his design. This moveset is also just as packed with stuff. But before we talk about his moveset, some context. Multiversus is a platform fighter, meaning our Jason has a double jump and a lot of moves. But even by normal platform fighter standards, Multiversus is unique in the sense that most of your normals are chargeable like smash attacks, and there are variations of other moves depending on if you're on the ground and if you're on the air. So there's a lot of variation in the moves. So we'll start with the ground stuff for now. Your neutral basic attack has Jason pull out an axe and charge a strike, walking forward during the charge. The side tilt has a slash from his machete which can continue to 2 slashes and a grab in a rekka. Down tilt is a chargeable stomp that shoots you across the screen in tandem with how much you hold it. The up tilt has Jason break a bed over his head, and the dash attack is a shoulder charge. Now these basic moves are honestly pretty good all things considered. They cover a good amount of range, hit really hard, and can be comboed into each other pretty well. Okay, now onto the specials. The neutral special introduces Jason's rage mechanic. You need to charge it, and once it's fully charged, Jason is faster, has an attack that hits so much harder, and takes whatever percentage you have down to 20. Add, of course, the cost of adding that percentage to your meter and a cooldown once you spend your attack. Now, if you try to use the rage mechanic while it's already on cooldown, instead of the charge, you will get a pretty good short range attack where Jason unleashes his rage to anyone unlucky enough to get hit by it. And, of course, you can activate the rage without charging it to full, it just means it will last a little bit less. The rage is a very tasty mechanic that gives Jason some extra sauce and some extra tools to play around with. That helps his gameplay feel both more unique to other characters and more like Jason Voorhees. It is very good and very useful in a fight. But moving on, his side special is him disappearing into the mist and teleporting a little ways away for possible evasion, sneak attacks, and maybe a little mix-up. The op special is him with that axe again, this time swinging it over his head. If he hits you with it, it turns into a grab where he slams the axe back into the ground. And finally, the down special is a grab with the sleeping bag. If it hits, the opponent is stuck in the sleeping bag for a limited amount of time depending on their percentage, and you can either slam them against the ground for extra damage, or throw them, hopefully, off the stage. Now these are a good set of specials, and as a whole, this ground moveset is a very good one, being a complete toolset that allows Jason to be a real heavyweight of a character, allowing him to run around, hit hard, and just do his Jason things. But that's only half the story as we move on to his air moveset. His neutral air has him pull out the axe again for a downward swing, the side air is a very heavy hitting side slash with the machete, his up air is an upward series of stabs, and his down air is a spike with his fist. This is a pretty decent kit, I feel. I mean, you get 2 heavy hitting attacks and 2 good normals for keeping your opponent in the air, and I'm pretty sure doing these attacks make falling just a little slower. At least, I would hope it does, since as a tank, Jason doesn't have very good jump height and he tumbles like a brick, but, you know, don't quote me on that. But there's also air-exclusive specials that are pretty interesting as well. The neutral air special is a grab that I'm pretty sure has some level of armor, at least if the actual shields around him have anything to say about it. Once he grabs you, he stabs you a couple of times before slashing you away. His up air special is an upward slash that gives just a tiny bit of air, pretty much just another one of his double jumps, but don't count on it saving you. And finally, his down air special is a slash that sends him downward a little bit, and if you land on the ground with this move, Jason will do a follow-up that does insane damage. And that is pretty much all his moves, unless you count like his dodge or whatever, and just like you've probably guessed, there's a lot of references and callbacks here too. Like the axe moves, for example. That's a reference to human Jason and how he would find his own tools for killing wherever, even there being sequences where he would both use an axe on others and have an axe used on him. I want to say it's specifically from part 2 or part 3 though. And the Bedbreaker, that is a clear reference to a kill in Freddy vs. Jason. There's the Mist, which also existed in MKX, and the Rage mechanic that could be a callback to the same mechanic in the Friday the 13th game. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff here, and the moveset itself is great for a tank character like Jason. He can mix around, he can take a lot of hits, he can hit like a truck, and really rack up damage all at once. He's a great snowballer in that regard. This is my favorite character in Multiversus, easy, and he serves as a great example of the fun the game can serve. Multiversus as a whole has a lot of problems, absolutely, but the gameplay can still hit pretty well if you find a main that really speaks to you, like how Jason speaks to me and my playstyle. I really hope there are other characters like Jason added to the game in the Oh. Well, that sucks. Yeah, Multiversus is dead, and has been for a bit. It got delisted, the online servers are completely shut down, and anyone who still has it on their account pretty much lost everything they had earned if they didn't log in during its last week of service. It's still playable on local, I mean that's how I got all the footage I did, but with the game gone it's going to be very hard to find anyone to play with, let alone anyone to play competitively with, leaving this version of Jason pretty much gone. All that work, all that passion poured into this character and his world just left to the wayside forever. I guess Jason just has bad luck for game adaptations. Or does he? Fraymakers, a very good platform fighter that was made by the team behind Smash Flash 2 and focused on indie games and characters. Now, this game is amazing and I love it, but we're not here just for this game alone. We're here because this game allows modding, just like Rivals of Aether, and hidden away in this game's workshop is where we will find him again. Multiversus Jason Voorhees, revived from the dead and brought back. And playing him, everything's here! He has the Rage mechanic, he has the air specials and the charged moves, his full kit is here, just in a new game! Now, of course there's going to be a catch to this. Fraymakers is a much faster game compared to Multiversus, so Jason has some struggle overall. But even with that, he's still fun to play, like, really fun. There's a reason why I mained him, after all. It's just so cool to see this character, who has always been known for coming back and never dying no matter what happened to him, be the only character that came back from an entire game going under. It being my main, no less. It's so exciting, and this isn't even the first time that this has happened. Like, the Friday the 13th game also went under, and sometime later, he suddenly appeared as a character in Dead by Daylight. It's weird this has happened twice, but it is just so in character that I have to ask if the universe itself is just that much a fan of Jason Voorhees. But that's pretty much all I got for you today. Play Multiversus if you still can, but more importantly, play Fraymakers. The game is really good, has a lot of really fun characters and mechanics. It's still in early access, so it's still getting new content even to this day, and its modding community is something that is severely underappreciated in the grand scheme of platform fighters. Seriously, please hop on Fraymakers. I need people to play this game with. But what else? Shit. Oh, yeah, my next video is probably going to either be about a new fighting game that I just discovered or a comic book I really like. And if you are here from the Lacey video, because it has 6,000 views last I checked, yeah, thank you for giving my other content a try, and I'll probably talk about the man in the suit at some point, or the DDLC analog horror, because I love me some DDLC. Okay, bye-bye!